Greetings and welcome to another video. Today we're going to explore a profound truth that many of us grapple with: the difficulty of recognizing and rectifying our own mistakes while easily identifying the errors of others. This wisdom was imparted to me by my parents during my formative years. They used to say, "When you point a finger at someone else, remember that 3 fingers are pointing back at you." This adage serves as a reminder that while we're quick to notice others' faults, we often overlook our own. We all know that we should refrain from finding faults in others, but it's a difficult task. Why is it so challenging? It's due to this habit or mental pattern of finding fault in others. Fortunately, this is a habit that we can alter, control, and eventually eliminate. Therefore, there are a few things that we need to comprehend and acknowledge to stop finding faults in others and concentrate more on ourselves. The Buddha advises that one should not seek out the faults of others. One should not concern oneself with the good or bad deeds of others. Instead, one should focus on identifying one's own mistakes and the good or bad actions one has performed or failed to perform. This is the way to concentrate on oneself. Understanding that no one in this world is perfect makes it easier to comprehend why people make mistakes and continue to do wrong things. We often question why people can't behave like us or be like us. But the reality is, no one can be like you. People are unique individuals, each person different from the next. This diversity is what makes human life so incredibly beautiful. In every human-made thing, there is an error. This is known as the human error, a concept we use to account for during physics calculations. The human error signifies that it is in human nature to make errors. This error is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it is the most beautiful thing in this world. So understand that no one is perfect, no one can be like you, and no one can behave exactly as you want them to, because people live in their own worlds, in their own lives. They have their own dislikes and likes, and they live according to those intentions and emotions. We need to understand that no one is perfect in this world, and also understand that everyone is struggling in this life. There is an unsatisfied nature in everyone's life. This is something that we need to understand. This is one of the major teachings in Buddhism. Buddha says that we should realize that there is this unsatisfied nature in our life. Understand it as it is. Once you realize that there is this unsatisfied nature in your mind, you can relate it to other people as well. Just as I am unsatisfied and suffering in my life, other people are also suffering and struggling in their life. So, they will make mistakes. They will do wrong things. These are the things that we need to understand, not to find faults in others, but to rather focus on our mistakes and our actions and inactions. Understand these things. Also, there's one thing to consider. By saying this, should you ignore all the mistakes that other people make and just focus on yourself? I would say no, because there are people in your life that you should find faults in. You should care about the mistakes that they make. These are the people who are closely involved in your life. These are the people who love you the most. These are the people who you love the most. Always remember, when you see such people's mistakes, there is a way to correct them. It is okay to find faults in those people, but there is a way to approach them. There is a way to correct them. Do not choose the easiest way to correct other people's mistakes. What is the easiest way? Using anger and violence to correct mistakes in other people. This is not a productive way. If you truly love someone, if you truly care about other people's life, their life, you should approach them to correct their mistake in a more productive way. So you should think about what is the most productive way that I can correct their mistakes. Not to just hold on to their mistakes and keep on doing it. Not just to make them more stubborn on their mistake. So when you consider that, you find the easiest way and you find the correct way to approach them. The best way to correct someone's mistake is to speak to them privately, not publicly. Speak to them privately and just explain the mistakes that they are making. Explain the consequences of the mistakes. And also, you have to praise and appreciate the good things that they do. The more you see the good side and the bright side of people, it is very easy to approach them and correct their mistakes. The more we see the negative side or the dark side of people, here's one thing that happens: you lose the ability to communicate. Because we are reminiscing and we just keep thinking about all the negative ideas or the negative points of that person and just forget about the strengths and all the abilities of that person that we can praise and appreciate. And by appreciating that, we can correct the little mistakes in them. So that is why, just be more focused on the good side and the bright side of the people. So keep these points in your mind and live happily by seeing the good in other people and by seeing the wonder of this world. In conclusion, it's important to remember that while it's easy to find fault in others, it's more beneficial for us to focus on our own mistakes and learn from them. Remember, nobody is perfect, and we all make mistakes. The key is to learn from these mistakes and continually strive to be better. Thank you for joining us in this video, and we hope you found it insightful. Stay tuned for more such enlightening discussions.